For the professional placement logbooks, all 4 logbooks have the same sections, part A, B and C. Therefore, I will not be going into detail in this particular Camtasia. It will solely be dedicated to the requirements for the aged care observational placement. As previously discussed, the contact details are on the second page. Part A is about what's expected and how long the placement goes for, codes of practice that you need to work within whilst you're on placement, as well as uniforms and resources available to you. There is some information about what to do if you're running late or if you're going to be absent, as explained in the previous video. We do ask that the buddy nurse that you're working with and the clinical supervisor complete the placement provider's signature log, and that you fill out the section relevant to acknowledge that you have completed the shift, and they'll verify that for you. The nursing standards, there's very minimal included in the observation checklist. It's purely about working within your scope, so taking direction, promoting a positive professional image, and communicating effectively, respectfully with the people that you're going to be interacting with. The clinical supervisor will write a comment related to your performance, and we ask that you use this opportunity as an observational experience only, that although you may have been deemed competent in some of the essential skills listed here, we actually want you just to interact with residents and staff and observe what's happening, but we don't want you to partake in any direct patient or resident care during this placement. It's purely observational, so that it's very clear what your scope of practice is. Your scope is that you are there to observe and learn what it's like to be in that particular environment. So for this particular logbook, you're required to complete a placement reflection in Part D. You're required to describe, what you did, what you saw, what you were thinking, how you felt, the things that went well for you, the things that perhaps you found difficult, what you might have learnt that you didn't know about being an enrolled nurse before you went on placement, what you would have liked to have tried but you didn't get an opportunity to try or to do, what you would have done differently if you'd had the opportunity to do this placement again. And so it'd be good if you can bring lots of questions with you to placement, because what you don't want is to have things that you think, I wish I'd done that or asked that or seen that. So being proactive in what you see and what you get to observe and who you get to interact with is really important. So we ask that you complete this reflection post-placement, but whilst you're on placement, we want the professional placement supervisor to write some comments about how you performed on the observational placement. We want you to submit your logbook once your reflection is completed and all the sections have been completed to the VFA Learning Reception Desk. You need to write your name, you need to tick, and you need to sign that everything that was contained within the logbook is your work or the work of your clinical facilitator, and you need to have your logbook acknowledged by reception. This is the pink section here. When that's completed, the nursing trainers will review the documentation, and we will assign whether you're satisfactory or not for that placement. So that's all you need to do. So once you've submitted this document to reception, we will then complete this section here in Part G, and we will file this in your academic file.